All right. Hey, Sean Jantz here, and welcome to a very special live episode of the Breakthrough Project. And today, what I am talking about, I also have a special guest with me, my business partner, my best friend, Ryan Smith. He's going to add some really good key insights for you today. And of course, this is recorded, so this will be live on Facebook. It'll be live on YouTube. This will also be live by the end of the day on iTunes and on Spotify. So if you need to leave early, you can. And you can also, if you have any questions for me, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, I can put your questions up live on the screen. And so we will be answering questions at the end of this. And so today, though, what I'm talking about is I'm talking about my journey to a $1 million digital creator business, an online business where you sell products and coaching and online digital products and online courses, information products. And so in 2014, I started my very first online business. It was called Binary Trade Group. We still run it today. We've rebranded it to TradeVestorClub.com. But in 2014, it's in the stock market trading niche. And you can imagine in 2014, that was still kind of in the early stages of online business. There wasn't as much information as there is today. I used back then, I used like a free Wix website. I remember there wasn't much training on YouTube on how to get started. And so we went through some highs, we went through some lows, but so we started in 2014. Took us 5 years to reach $1 million in sales. And of course, we've gone beyond that now. And so what we're talking about, so if you have an online business, you have basically what I like to call a click and order business, is where you sell things online, right? You're a digital creator. You're helping people with transformation. You're a coach. You create courses, ebooks. You're a blogger. That's who we're talking to today. And what we're doing is we are going to give you our best. We're actually going to give you 6 tips today that helped us go from zero. We literally started, because back then we didn't have much money. Me and my best friend, we were young. I think both of us, obviously we didn't have any kids, but we didn't have much money. I think we started our business with less than $500. We started the business with less than $500, and actually probably less than that, but I'm going to round up to 500. And we grew that to over $1 million plus in less than 5 years. So I hope that if that interests you at all, right? I hope that you listen in. And we're going to give you exactly how we were able to do that. But more importantly, we're going to give you like key strategies, key tactics. Some of them probably you have heard, but I guarantee some of them you are not thinking about. And you're going to have to take notes, and you're going to have to go back and start thinking, oh man, how can I implement what he said into my business? So without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to my business partner. This is the first time he's been on the Breakthrough Project. His name is Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith is actually my best friend. And so we grew up together all the way from 6th grade, from junior high, high school. We actually roomed together in our second year of college. I went to a community college. He went there for 1 year. And we actually lived together. So we've gone through a lot of life stuff. Then we've also been business partners together for the last 2014. So Ryan has been an integral part to, and I say my business, but our business, right? And I'm going to go into the reason I'm bringing Ryan on is actually because of the number one tip. Right. But before we go into the number one tip to help you get $1 million in sales, before we get into that, Ryan, I want to introduce you a little bit, have you share a little bit about your background, maybe share a little bit how I roped you into this business back in 2014. So go ahead and you can say hi, Ryan.
Hey, yeah. How's everyone going? I'm hoping everyone gets a lot out of today. Obviously, Sean's a smart dude. So if you guys have followed him at all, you know that there's a lot of good stuff that comes from his breakthrough projects. Yeah, my name is Ryan Smith. I won't go too far into my background. I'll just start with, Sean and I, yes, we were best friends. But at one point in early 2014, I'm living in Kansas City. I'm working an 8 to 5 job, good salary, good benefits, don't really care about my job, but doing what I need to, going through the motions. He's living in Idaho. He's, starting his thing with his wife and getting all these ideas. One day I get a call. He says, hey, I'm wanting to start a business with you. I want you to quit your job. I need you to come help me do this. I need your help. And, you know, at first it was kind of one of those things where it's like, this sounds crazy. I don't think I'm ready for that. But long story short, after a long time of thinking about it and talking about it, and I was only 25 years at the time, 25 years old at the time. So I was like, you know what, why not? I'm going to give it a shot. So
it was pretty much like I was Mark Zuckerberg in Harvard going,
yeah.
hey, I got $1 billion business idea.
Yeah.
Right. And
right.
and a lot of people on Mark said no. Right. But some of those people that showed up and Mark sold a dream. And I honestly, that's kind of funny. And I say that jokingly, but it's kind of true because I actually took, you know, I thought of myself as like Mark Zuckerberg or like, because I was really scared to ask you to do this.
Huh? Tom's got a big head.
But I think it all came, you know, like, obviously I was really scared to ask you, and I honestly thought you'd say no, and then I'd have to, but this is actually, we're going to go into these 5 tips. So I'm going to show you guys my screen right now, but we're actually going to go into if you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, we have a screen. So if you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, this is on YouTube and you can see the PowerPoint presentation. But this is actually good. That's why I'm segueing into this, because the number one, here it is. Like every single person I coach who has an online business, this is the number one key on how to get to your first $1 million in sales. And here it is. Let me click here. Is you need to bring on 1 to 2 community managers or / business partners to help you grow the business. So a lot of people that I've been coaching that are running online businesses, they are through and through solopreneurs, and they're struggling. And they're struggling trying to do everything. So I think a lot of people, we get sold that a digital business like we do, being a digital creator, it's easy, it's simple. It's a legit business. There is so much to running a profitable multi-6-figure online business. This is not something that you can just do, you know, on a whim. You have to have training, but basically there is so much to the business, so many facets, right? And a lot of people think it's just making videos and you're making sales. There's absolutely not. That's a big piece to it, but there's also a huge piece to your business, and that's the back end. That's the community manager. That's your business partner. That is the organizations behind the stuff about the business that you don't see. And the stuff that you don't see is like managing the payments, managing the books, managing the email leads and segmenting them, right? Managing the questions that come through, managing all the emails that come through, managing the questions on your website. And that is what I brought Ryan Smith in to do to help me. So Ryan Smith is a master. At the height of our business, Ryan Smith, basically what he did is he was the cohesive glue of my community in Binary Trade Group, or BTG is what we're talking about, our trading business. Ryan Smith was the glue of the business. Everybody knew, all the members, as soon as you were joining our business, you immediately got an email from Ryan Smith and me, but you immediately got an email from Ryan Smith. And Ryan Smith introduced himself, and he let this person know when they came into our community, when they brought a product from us, Ryan Smith would let this person know, our client, that, hey, I'm your go-to guy if you have any questions. And basically what this did, this took the weight off of me to be able to still create, right? Because most of us, we're creators. If you're listening to this, I'm going to assume you are the face of the business. You're the one creating. You're the one creating the content. You're doing all the training. You're doing all the coaching. You're doing most of the sales. But I needed someone like Ryan Smith to handle all the customer service. And so, Ryan, if you want to share a little bit, if someone is thinking right now, and I'm going to guarantee you probably, if you're struggling, let me guess, you don't have a community manager. You don't have a partner, someone to run your back end. If someone is like in desperate need for a community manager right now, what are they looking for in that person? What type of skills, what do they need to be looking for to bring on a community manager, like a really good one like yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I wrote a few things down that I'll share with you guys. I think first, by the way, no matter what, whoever you're looking for, it needs to be somebody that you feel like you can trust. So Sean and I got lucky because we are best friends and we know each other inside and out. But that's not always going to be the case for some people. So, make sure you're doing your due diligence and making sure you're getting somebody that you can trust. I think that's kind of the number one most important thing. And maybe that's probably why, if you haven't brought somebody on yet, maybe that is part of the reason why. But if you can find somebody who has structure and organizational skills, that's just kind of part of how they're wired, that's going to make a huge difference.
So I actually wanted to touch on that, because when I coach people, they always think that they need to put out like a LinkedIn or like an ad for a community manager. And I actually say that's a huge mistake. Don't you agree that, and this is how what I always tell people, is you have a community manager in your current network that you need to go find. Because and obviously, immediately I asked my best friend, you were my best man in my wedding. And so I wanted you in my business.
Yeah.
And so I've always told people, it's like, find a community manager, ask a friend that you absolutely trust, a family member. And obviously I get it. Sometimes it can be difficult to work with a friend or a family member. So make sure that this is someone that you can work with. But another place to start looking is actually in your current community.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that's a great idea to find someone in their, if you are running this business, if you have your digital creator business, you should put out an ad to your email list first before you start putting out cold ads. Wouldn't you agree on that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you can't find somebody in your own circle, family member, friend, then yeah, somebody who's already familiar with your business that you've kind of seen, oh, this guy is really attached to what we're doing. They're all in with everything that we're trying to do here. Maybe this guy would be a perfect person to come help out. So yeah, make sure you can find somebody that's in your circle, somebody that is someone you trust. It really, I mean, honestly, it makes a huge difference. And like Sean said, it's going to take a weight off your shoulders. And the thing too, think about it. If you're holding back from asking somebody because maybe they have a job or they have this obligation, remember, most of what we do is online. So there's some people out there who can do, hey, I'm gonna continue to do my job, but hey, yeah, this sounds like something I can help you with on the side. Let me switch my schedule around and maybe I can help out. So don't let things like that hold you back, especially in this online world where we can do more than just one thing now. So definitely good point, Sean. If you can't find somebody, family, friend, why not go with somebody in your circle that you already have established within your business? And we've actually done that before. Maybe we can talk about that down the road, but yeah, you want to find somebody who's structured in nature and organized. Sean was mentioning earlier, if you have an online business where you're collecting monthly payments, monthly subscriptions, whatever it might be, quarterly, yearly, whatever, you need somebody who can manage that, who can organize that, put that in a spreadsheet, keep up with that. Because for our business, it's a monthly subscription-based company. And so every month, every day, there's somebody who needs to pay. And if for some reason the payment didn't come through, maybe it failed, or maybe their credit card ran out and they didn't realize it, you got to be on your toes. You got to be ready to reach out to that person and say, hey, just letting you know your payment failed, or this issue is happening. Let's get this taken care of right away. Because you don't need that happening when you're all by yourself worrying about your creative side. And then all of a sudden things are failing on the back end with payments and things like that. So somebody who's organized and can keep up with the spreadsheets, in that kind of a way. I'm sure there's other ways to organize stuff within your business as well, but that's one that we relate to. And just, again, structure is everything. If you have a structure in place, it's going to make everything in your life easier. One thing that will make easier is the customer service side. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I'm in this specific business. I'm not in the customer service business. So I don't, that shouldn't be something I need to worry about. False. Your number one priority in your business is customer service. Sean technically is a customer service guy. He has to be. Thankfully he has me, so he can kind of funnel guys over to me. But you have to be willing to put the customers first, to answer their questions, answer their emails when they come in, give them help and feedback right away when possible. And that's another thing. Timely responses. When emails come in, when messages, maybe you have a little chat box on your website that they can ask questions or whatever that communication line is between you and the customer. When they reach out to you for whatever reason, you need to have timely responses. I take pride in that. I don't let a message go by for 1 second if I can help it. Now, if I'm busy, if I got things going on, then of course I might not be able to get to it right away, and they probably understand that. But I'm the type of person, if I get an email or an instant message, I'm replying ASAP. And I feel like that's just something that you should do as a customer service person in the first place. Show that you care. I think that's a big part of it. If you want people to care about your business and what you're offering them, whatever that is, show them that you care about them just as much. Make them a priority, no matter what. And then one other thing I want to talk about is managing emails. I think that's something that's also flies under the radar. First of all,
before you go into that, because I was actually going to segue, this is the single most important part. So as far as like the mechanics of an inside of a digital creator business, email is the single most important piece. Mm-hmm. Okay. And this is why you need someone helping you manage your email list. So I was going to segue into that because we obviously, if you're in creator school, I'm going to be coaching you on gaining emails, and you're going to have to learn how to segment those emails, because every single person, gets something different content. You need to be able to move them from list to list to list when they move through your ecosystem of your products, right? So if you're brand new, that may not make sense, but if you've been running a business, obviously that makes a ton of sense. But as the creator, you don't have time to do that. That's why this person is vital, that they understand email and they understand how to segment their leads. Mm-hmm. So yeah, touch on that. Maybe how much time do you spend a week or a day managing that? Yeah. And what tips can you give to a community manager on how to handle email leads?
Yeah. Again, Sean touched on it. First of all, I think in this day of age, a lot of people with instant messaging and Facebook and just all these different things, chat boxes on your website or whatnot, a lot of people out there get the misconception that email is dead. Like, oh, I don't need to communicate through email. I don't need to gain email leads. I can do it this other way. Well, getting leads other ways are great, but you still have to have a presence in the email world. It's absolutely necessary. That's how you're going to get a hold of people that aren't in your inner circle. Email leads and keeping track of those is crucial. Again, as a customer service person, when you're trying to keep up with people, you need to have a way to communicate with them, but you also have to have a way to get at their attention in the first place. And how does that happen if you don't have ways to plug them into your company right off the bat? And usually email leads are the best way to do that. So anyway,
and we have we in our trading business over 7,000 emails.
Yeah.
That you have had to manage every single one of those.
And there's been times, this is a little off subject, but there's been times where we've gone through a list and been like, you know what, we haven't heard from these people in literally years. Maybe we should put these guys over in this group and focus more on these people, because we get so many emails come in and so many leads. You don't hear from them. You're like, okay, let's put them over here and we'll do something different, because sometimes, it gets crazy. But that's another part of managing your emails. Who are your leads that are hot, right? Who are your leads that have kind of gone cold, that they've been in there for a few years? Who are the leads that you specifically need to target for this product or that product?
Yeah.
It's super important. And if you just have one list for 7,000 people, you're going to get lost, and you're going to be sending emails to people that don't need the emails, don't need to hear what you have to say to them. And it gets crazy. But if you have them organized and spaced out, you have them in a structured way, you're going to be able to communicate to your clients the best possible way. And again, some of this might seem like, yeah, duh, but I feel like a lot of people out there, when it comes to email and when it comes to email structure, organization, it's not there for them. And sometimes just because it's hard to do it all by yourself while trying to create.
And that's why, like, in our Creator School Online, we're going to touch about it on the end that we just started our mentorship program. Ryan and I are going to be helping people with their online businesses. We're going to spend an inordinate amount of time on helping people understand how to structure their emails and their list and their tags. And I would say how important that is to move people as they filter through your ecosystem. And it takes a crazy amount of time, doesn't it, Ryan?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's something that I do every day. Every morning I wake up, I'm either answering an email and replying to it. I'm either organizing it and putting it somewhere where it needs to go. I'm forwarding it on to Sean if he needs to see it for whatever reason. Usually that goes through me. But if for whatever reason I need to send it off to somebody else, I will. When I get a new lead, I got to put it in the right spot. It can't go just anywhere. It's got to go into a certain spot. And so, yeah, every single day. I mean, I would say, like, I do a lot of stuff, to be honest with you, but I'd say that's probably not only my most important job that I have going on, but it's the job that takes up most of my time.
Right. And so you mentioned how that's the very first thing you do is you wake up, you're managing email leads and emails. And you think about, like, if you're just a one person show, because think about, now that I have Ryan doing that, the very first thing that I do when I wake up is I'm the next content idea. I'm creating content, the next course. I'm working on sales. I'm working on a new lead magnet. I'm working on this, right? So I know, like, my job is to bring in all of these leads, bring in all the emails, and I know that Ryan is going to be able to put them in the specific list that they need to go to. And then, of course, it's my job to be able to create that content for that list. And so this is why it's so important to have, and this is actually funny because I always use you actually as like a verb. Like, you need a Ryan Smith is what I always say, because, and I think this is what I also wanted to touch on, is because whenever I say you need a Ryan Smith, the first objection I always get, can you imagine what it is? When
Me?
someone, yeah, you.
Yeah, I can't afford to pay somebody.
Yeah, right. It's what everybody always says. But how did we? Because obviously, 2014, I didn't have money to pay you either. And so, what's a good strategy for someone who needs to who absolutely they understand? Hopefully now, I'm sure they already did, but hopefully now you need to know you need a community manager. But I know you don't have money to pay them. So, what's a strategy on how they can still get one?
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, I thought that was rhetorical. So
it's not, because a lot of people don't think about this. Actually, it's kind of.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's important. Again, obviously I've given you the benefits of why you need one. So when it comes to, okay, well, how do I get one? I can't afford one. Well, the biggest thing is profit share, right? That's kind of the biggest thing that we kind of came to promise. We're like, okay, obviously I can't, I'm not making any money right now. You're not making any money right now. How do we do this? And we just decided whatever we created and whatever we ended up selling, I get a certain profit, you get a certain profit. And that, it really helps. Like, it's one of those things where, you're not, like, you, the owner of the company, the CEO, Sean Jantz, you're not obligated to write this X amount of dollars every month or week or whatever it ends up being. It's okay. I know this guy is going to work just as hard or harder than me, because he needs this money just as much as I do. He wants this money just as much as I do. We can both work hard for what we get. And usually that equates into successful businesses. That equates into a successful sales, to be honest with you, because if you're both working for, a certain percentage, and knowing that if you work harder, you're going to get more, it ends up working out for everybody.
That's the key. That was the key right there. You just said it. Knowing that if you do a better job, Ryan, you're going to make more money, right? Yeah. Like, I believe that the best way is to hire people in your online business is to give them some sort of profit share. If you get larger, yes, maybe you can have a little bit of a salary for maybe someone like an assistant. But I would also have some sort of piece that they get a profit share, because then they know, like, oh, okay, if I can start helping you and promoting, because obviously you do a ton of selling too you do a ton of internal selling and you help me. But if you were on salary, you would just wake up, move emails, and you're like, right? Yeah. But now if I do a really good job, and if I help Sean, and if I can actually dive into there and sell myself, every time I make a sell, I get a piece of it. Right? And you're making we got you over 6 figures, right? And so you think about, like, your community manager, you eventually, they get really excited when they start seeing how much money they can make. And they work. And that's why it's like, I would never do any other compensation with my number 2 person in the company. It's the only compensation I would do as a profit share. I would never put you on salary, because if you did that, you would become complacent. I would always have you on a profit share. And so that's how you, I remember, if you look at stories of businesses, You got to put in that, you got to go to these people and you got to have confidence to say, I can't pay you now, but I promise you put in the sweat equity, it will return. And I mean, and you think, oh, I'm scared to ask that. But these people, like you went to college for 4 years with no money, right? Like you figure it out, but also like we both quit our jobs pretty much right at the same time. So as soon as you quit, your butt starts burning, right? You get your ass to work. But if you are still trying to build your online business and still have that job, you can take days off and your business is going to be a slow grind. Just before we move on to number 2, what I wanted to touch, you kind of did, but I wanted to still talk about what are some key responsibilities that a community manager would do. So if someone's like, okay, I know what do I need to tell this person? What exactly do they need to do to help me in my business? What do I need to tell them exactly what they need to do? So what are some of the things? Because obviously, number 1, they need to manage your emails. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 2, they need to manage payments to help you with that. What else is there?
Yeah, well, I think it's important. One thing that I think that works between you and me is that you bring me on to every idea you have. Hey, I'm thinking about creating this for our company. I'm feeling like this is the right direction for that. And it's almost like, well, for you, it's more like you getting your thoughts out there, and then maybe some of the things I say might stick. You have to have somebody that you trust to run ideas by and get feedback. And maybe my feedback isn't exactly what you were looking for, but then it sparks another idea for you. And you're like, oh, this is how we're going to run with it. But it's just having somebody else that you can basically talk to, run ideas by, get feedback from. Like, man, I don't know if I feel comfortable with this idea. You think it's going to work? You think people are going to be attracted by it? And then I'll give my feedback, and then you take it where it needs to go. And so I think that's another huge important part about having a community manager, is it's somebody that you're not bossing that person around. You're not telling them what to do. And I hope that person doesn't feel like that, because that's not the point of bringing on a community manager. He's not an employee. You should see him as a partner. And we keep saying he, by the way, she's, I'm sure there's a lot of awesome womenpreneurs out there as well. So bring on your girl, bring on your guy, whatever you got to do, but treat them as a partner. Again, we talked about profit share. That person is important if you're going to be doing something like that. So treat them like that. Bring them in on ideas. And we have war meetings, right, Sean? We conduct a meeting where once a week we talk and we run through things. And
yeah. So Ryan mentioned the word WAR, which is it's an acronym which stands for WAR, which stands for Weekly Action Review. And so that's the type of thing, like, you guys need to be going over war meetings, especially now that we're all remote. I live in Idaho. Ryan lives in Kansas. So you need to be doing your Zoom war meetings, going over the leads. And so Ryan really clues me in on the customer service side, things that he's hearing, some complaints that he's hearing, right? Because again, I'm all out focused on creating content, creating ads, creating products, right? So I'm not getting a lot of the customer service. Also, it's kind of funny, I don't get a lot of the praise. A lot of the praise actually goes to you, meaning a lot of people actually message you and say, oh, I love Sean's course. Yeah. And so I actually have to hear it. I don't know. I don't know if people, I actually think it's a good thing though, if you are a creator, to have a little bit of a block between you and have people understand, hey, my time's very valuable. Go through Ryan. I'm not saying 100% do that, but there will become a point where your time is very valuable, and to have kind of that person as kind of a bridge between, because eventually when you get large enough, right, you're going to need a bridge, because you cannot handle every message. You can't handle every email. You can't handle every complaint. And it's become so exhausting, because you're trying to create courses. You're trying to create a podcast. You're writing newsletters. And then all of a sudden you get this email about customer service, and you get the refunds. Our refund rate is actually pretty low, but that still needs to be taken care of. But you're trying to write a newsletter, you're trying to record a podcast, and then boom, email comes in. You need to refund somebody. The beauty about this is that anytime I get a refund email, what do? Yeah, send that to Ryan. Done, right?
Yeah.
And so it just frees me up mentally to be that creator. And this
Yeah.
is why we say we just spent 30 minutes on this. And we're going to go through the next 4 or 5 really quickly. But this is the single number one way to get your first $1 million. And it's going to be very difficult to hit your first million without a community manager. Extremely difficult. So actually, to wrap up here, what I wanted to do is create like a little list of what a community manager needs to do. So if someone's like, okay, I need one, and then they need to go to someone and say, hey, this is what I need you to do. So back me up on this, because I think number one, the first thing they need to do is they need to manage your email list. Number one. Number two, they need to manage the customer service. Complaints. They need to manage everything on the customer. So like you should have a chat box on your website. They need to have access to that. Anytime you get questions, and we'll say Ryan uses my email address to respond to a lot of people, right? I'm sure a lot of people do that, but you need to give that person permission to help you with all of the customer service. Number 3, payments.
Yeah.
So especially if you're running a membership, they need to manage payments, especially if you have joint venture products or if you have affiliates. That person needs to handle all of the payments. They need to know who gets paid, things like that.
Yeah. And I've got access to Sean's PayPal account, which is technically the business's, but I've got access to the PayPal account. I have access to the other, Thrivecart, whatever payment system we're using, I've got access to it, so I can log right in, see the information I need, and get what I need, see who paid, see who didn't. Again, I'm keeping track of it also with a spreadsheet too. And again, that's kind of goes back to the trust thing. You got to be able to trust somebody to do that, because you don't want somebody accidentally taking some of that money and sending it on a different path than where it's supposed to go. So. Right.
And then number 4, right? This person still needs to be involved in sales. Yeah. And this person still needs to understand, effective copywriting and how to create emails. This person, yes, they're the community manager, but I believe that your community manager still needs to understand your products and still needs to understand how things work. And they still need to understand how to handle objections. So the community manager is it's a lot of work. This is not just I remember one time not too long ago coaching someone, and he said, well, I need to hire an assistant. It's like, no, that you can't use that word. Don't use the word assistant, because then they just think that, I'm just an assistant. That word creates complacency. Do not call them an assistant. Create them, right? I like using the word community manager, because at least you notice I give you the term you're the manager, right? Yeah. I hate using the word, I would never call you my assistant, because I believe that's kind of an assistant doesn't do sales, right?
I'd never let you call me an assistant.
Even though sometimes I have.
I would drop everything and say, okay.
Sometimes I've said it just to sound cool, to kind of hire up people. Like, oh yeah, well, I'll have my assistant message you. But be careful of the term that you use. I said, dude, don't be hiring an assistant. You need to hire a community manager. You need to bring on a partner. You're not looking for a dinky assistant. You don't want someone that you're going to pay minimum $12 an hour. That ain't not going to help you. You need to find that person and become Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs. You need to get that bravado. You need to get that confidence and say, hey, follow me. Can't pay you yet, but I'm going to give you profit share and stick with me, right? So we're going to move on, right? I'm going to take over some of these next steps, but then we're going to bring you on at the end, because we're going to talk a little bit about we've opened up Creator School Online, which is you and I's, we're basically, and Ryan's the community manager for Creator School Online. So we have now transitioned. We're going to start helping people build. Ryan and I have been in the trenches for 8 years. We know what works. We know what doesn't. We're not going to sit here and say we're the greatest gurus ever. No. But we're definitely going to tell you that, hey, we've been where you are and we know we can help you. We've helped thousands of people in different niches where we know how an online business works. It's actually, if you look at online businesses, the lifespan of them is like less than a year. I mean, we've had so many copycat people try and come in and actually completely just rip off our model, but they're gone within less than a year. And a lot of it has to do with, it's very hard. Most people have no clue the back end of an online business. And that's what a lot of what we teach is going to be on the back end. And that's what Ryan Smith is great on the back end. And I'm really good on the front end. So you have a really good tandem of, I'm someone who can help you create better products, create better ads, better marketing, better website design, email marketing. I'm that person that can help you do that with your podcast, with your newsletter, your selling, your marketing, all of that, your Instagram, your TikTok, right? I can help you with that. But then there's like the other huge part of your business is what Ryan Smith does. And so we're a good 1-2 punch to really help you grow your online business. We're going to talk a little bit about that at the end. So I want to go through here. I'm going to go through these next tips, and I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. But the number 2 phase, or number 2 tip that I want to give you to try and get you to hit your first $1 million online is you have to master retargeting ads, or sometimes it's called remarketing. And so basically what I want you to think, if you've ever used on your iPhone or on your computer, if you've ever visited a website or clicked on some post, or maybe you searched for something on Google, and the next time you get on Facebook, or the next time you get on Instagram, or the next time you get on like ESPN.com, all of a sudden, boom, there's an ad for that exact product that you were just searching for. Okay. That was built by design. They're not like spying on you or whatever through your window. It's called a pixel, but this is how we basically built our business. I trying to think, because in 8 years, I've never ran a cold ad to a cold audience. I spend about an inordinate amount of time on organic marketing. I get people to my website, and I basically, what you do is you cookie. When someone comes to your website, they become now part of your Facebook and Instagram and YouTube pixel. And then I show ads to people who are already familiar with my brand. The rate on return on that has been insane, massive for retargeting ads. And again, this takes upfront work to first get people onto your content. That does take work up front, but then once you have them cookied or have them on your pixel, actually 99% of my ads are because of retargeting. I want people to constantly, and we'll do ads. I've done a lot of ads actually, where I actually don't sell nothing. It's just an ad to get that impression. It takes 21 impressions before anyone takes action on buying any of your products. And so the more you can master retargeting ads, and this is something we'll be teaching inside of Creator School, how do you structure those retargeting ads without being annoying, right? Because that's a key too. You don't want to be annoying. You have to know how to structure those retargeting ads to make sure that they're effective. We've been doing it for years. I'm not saying we're the best. It's not perfect, but it works. And you got to understand how to get your brand out there quicker. And you do that with retargeting ads. Number 3 tip is launch. This one's huge. Actually, oh my goodness, this one was so big for us. Launching joint venture products, or sometimes called JV products in the online world. Basically, what a joint venture product is you find someone in your ecosystem, you find someone in your niche that maybe has a small following, but they have really good products. And maybe you have a large following, okay? Or you have even some sort of following. You find someone who does the same who makes the same market, the same niche as you, and you guys partner up together. And basically what we did is we found this trader who trades futures and Forex, probably one of the greatest traders I've ever seen. And he was amazing, but he had no audience. And I said, hey, here's what I want to do. Put together a course of all of your knowledge. He was an unreal trader making hundreds of thousands of dollars. I couldn't believe it. Best trader I've ever seen, right? And I said, package all of this knowledge into a course. I have a huge audience. And then what we'll do is I will host this course for you, and I will market this, and I'll introduce you to my audience, and we'll split the profit. This was huge for us. Hundreds, thousands, 100,000. I think it was like $180,000 in sales that we were able to add because of this joint venture product. And so we've actually done several others of joint JV products as well. But this is an awesome way to add some extra sales into your business. And I also, this was a way, he had a little bit of a mini audience, but obviously they all got attracted to me as well. So I was able to grow my audience, grow customer base. I was able to grow, obviously, our sales, and I didn't even have to do anything other than create ads, create emails, and create videos like this. He handled all of the editing, all of the courses. I hosted it. We hosted it on our course platform. That's basically it. But we did all of the prep work, but he pretty much did all of the recording, and we were able to make over 6 figures on it. So pretty amazing. Think right now that if you are not launching joint venture products, this could be huge on how you can get to $1 million quicker. And I know Ryan wanted to add a little bit on that.
Yeah, I just, again, just to kind of piggyback on what you're saying, this kind of goes back to step one. So the guy we were referring to, obviously we weren't bringing him on as a community manager or somebody who was going to be with us necessarily long-term, like fully a part of the company, but we profit shared with him just the same. And so everything that he did on that end with his courses and things like that, that he streamed through our website, our system, he got a profit share of it, and obviously a lot more than us because it was his stuff. But that's just another good example of sometimes bringing on somebody on short term to do things like that, like Sean was explaining. But it's important to also treat guys like that with respect, and just as much of respect as what I was getting from Sean as well. Treating them almost like a partner, because this guy, he did a lot for us, like Sean was saying. He did a lot of the work, obviously putting together the courses, and then we helped him get it out there to people and get it seen and get it bought. And so it's important to treat guys like that with respect, and almost like they're a partner. He's a great guy, and we became even closer because of that, doing business with him. And so you guys just got to be willing to do the same thing with somebody if that opportunity is there, and don't be afraid to give it a shot, because it worked out perfectly for us. I feel like it was a great situation. So. Yeah.
And there's just so many people out there who have a ton of knowledge but they don't have knowledge on how to sell their courses, right? Which is where I come in. I know how to sell stuff online, but I know that this guy necessarily didn't, and he didn't really have time to do it either. And so I said, dude, you're amazing. You're one of the best traders I've ever seen. Like, put this together and I'll sell it for you. So I'm sure right now you can probably think of people in your industry, in your niche, that are amazing, but they just don't know how to they don't even know probably how to create a website. They don't know they have no Instagram presence, but they can probably put together a bomb course that your audience would love, and you could host it for them. It's an amazing way. Like I said, the whole point of this is to help you get to that first $1 million. Once you get to that $1 million mark, you feel like you've arrived. I believe that's kind of like you've definitely arrived. You hit, like, if you're familiar with ClickFunnels, Russell Brunson, he calls it the 2 comma club. It's kind of like when you've arrived in the online world. So this is like, we're trying to help you get to that first $1 million mark, and you can speed through that with joint venture products. That was a huge piece of us getting to that $1 million mark, that 2 comma club. And so moving right along here to number 4. This one, and obviously this one was pretty much our main product in our trading business, Binary Trade Group. But it says here, create a membership or some sort of monthly continuity program. So I know right now, pretty much most of the current online business creators that I'm coaching do not have a membership. They're either just selling one-off courses, ebooks, things like that. And I've been coaching people as like, you have to figure out some sort of product, some sort of membership, a program, a coaching program where you can charge people either on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. You think about this. The top businesses in the world right now are creating continuity programs. So you think about Amazon. What do? They do Amazon Prime. They lock you in for $100 a year. Walmart just released their $100 a year program. Hulu, Netflix, some of the largest companies in the world, they're moving to an annual or a monthly membership program. I think Tesla just released like $200 a month for self-driving cars. I'm constantly I wear a Fitbit. I love it. I'm constantly getting pitched to sign up to their monthly program. Apple is constantly trying to get you to sign up on their monthly programs. You have to create some sort of monthly or quarterly or annual program, some sort of program. I always recommend to create a membership for your audience. That's what Creator School Online is we're creating a membership for our audience of digital creators. And obviously I have a huge experience running a membership. I do believe the membership model is the single greatest online business model that anyone can absolutely develop, but it is also the hardest to run. And that is why I highly recommend that if you're going to do this membership, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, you have to bring on a community manager. But it will add hundreds upon thousands of dollars into your current existing business if you're selling one-off courses or ebooks. There's so many really good examples. I would look at something we teach you in Creator Schools. We teach you how to model other people in similar businesses like yours. So find some similar creators out there and kind of see what memberships are out there and see what you can do, how you can change things. That's how I started my membership on the trading business. Is I saw this person was running kind of a dinky little membership, and I'm like, I can do a better job than this. Right? I kind of modeled some of the good stuff, but I made it different and new. And of course, I was able to get a lot of those people to join me. And so you need to be thinking right now. And I would start looking to start this, but I would not start it. Absolutely would not start a membership until you've brought on your community manager. Number 5, this is the last one, but then I got a bonus. Number 5 is this is one that not a lot of people think about, but this could be huge for you. And this is create a white label or a software product that you can offer to your audience. So if you're not familiar, a white label product is a product that you can slap your brand on it. So an example, I recently set up a website and blog builder that I white labeled, and I call it the Creator Hub. And so just that you know that whenever you sign up to Creator School Online, you get a free website and blog and shop called the Creator Hub. It is my website builder that I white labeled from this really good company. And it's another way how you can add extra revenue into your business. And obviously, I didn't have to create the software. I didn't have to do the hosting. I don't have to do any of that, but I can slap my brand on it, and then I can offer it to my audience. And so there's so many ideas of white label products or software products. I'm also a reseller for ActiveCampaign, which I believe is the single best email marketing software out there today. And so again, I didn't have to create an email marketing platform. I don't have to pay the hosting. That costs a ton. That costs like $1 million to create an email marketing platform. Instead, what I did is I attached myself, became a reseller for ActiveCampaign, and they give me commissions for every account that I resell, right? So that's just outside of the box thinking. What else can I add into my creator business? I don't have to create anything, but I can I can slap my brand on it and things like that, right? Another example, I know a creator there was white label. He just recently slapped his brand on a pre-workout. And I know a lot of people put their brand on like vitamins. So there's a lot of white label products that you can put your brand on, right? You've built this business, or you built this creator business, you built this brand, people like you, they trust you, find really good products, put your brand on it, and you do all of the marketing. And of course you get a piece of all of the profit. Another really good idea, maybe Ryan, is I know people, don't you think apps, creating a mobile app for your audience, I believe that's probably going to be the next big thing, is creating a mobile app. Wouldn't you agree on that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's one of the most interactive things that you can do, and your audience will love it. And let's be honest, more people these days are using their phone to access things and do things than anything else. So phones are huge, apps are huge. So why not? Why wouldn't you add that to your business?
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking the other day I use this golf app called 18 Birdies. And it's almost like a social media app for golfers. And I can see what other golfers, what their scores were. I can make a post, things like that. And I was talking the other day and I was like, I wish there was an app where, because you and I, we like to lift weights and we like to kind of talk about like, how much can you bench and how much did you lift today, right? But I wish there was an app where we could actually post all of our reps and our sets for that day. And then I can see what Ryan did. And so that's just like an example. If you're in the fitness niche, create that app. I'd sign up right now, right? Like you can, the cost for apps continues to get lower and lower because more and more people are doing it. There's actually some really cool software how you can create apps fairly easily nowadays. It's almost like 20 years ago creating a website, or 20 years ago. Yeah. 20 or 15 years ago, creating a website was freaking hard. It cost a lot of money. You had to pay people, right? But now today you can slap up a Creator Hub within 10 seconds. That's how it's kind of getting with apps. It's becoming very mainstream. You can create an app very quickly within a day, right? And very cost effective. And so think about what kind of app could you provide, right? Create a freemium model and then charge maybe most apps cost like $70 a year. Haven't you kind of seen that, right?
Yeah.
And that just adds, and then what does that do? That also adds a little bit of continuity into your business as well. So be thinking of what type of software, apps, what maybe some materialistic products. T-shirts is actually a decent idea. There's not a lot of profit in that, but I think, obviously with like the Creator Hub, I think those are really good ideas. ActiveCampaign. There's a lot of actually software products that will allow you to become a reseller for them. So look into that. Whatever niche you're in, be thinking. I also think it's not a bad idea to even maybe align yourself with this. Again, we're just thinking about how you can get to that $1 million sales. Maybe align yourself with like a direct sales company so you can also add some extra product to people. So like, again, you're in the fitness niche. I love Beachbody On Demand. I freaking love it. And so like, we signed up to that. So you could obviously maybe Beachbody, it's not your main business. You're a creator, but you also have that as a side on, as an add-on. So what else can you add into your business that maybe you're not thinking about, right? And you think about selling Beachbody On Demand. You don't have to do a darn thing. You didn't have to create it. It's not a course. You don't have to host the videos. Right. And so don't be afraid to align yourself with some sort of direct sales business because forget what people say or think. Right. And so an example, like my wife is in the financial services. We've aligned ourselves with, we're able to sell products from people. Right. She doesn't create products. She sells products for other companies. That's what you need to be thinking about. As a creator, you don't have to create every product you sell. You can find companies and sell their products and make sure. I see a lot of people, a lot of the creators I'm coaching they're only selling their products and they're leaving a lot of money on the table. The last one, the bonus one, this is something, Ryan, if you remember, right? Because we did this a lot and it worked. Yeah. It's kind of what I always called it a refresh, a brand refresh. And basically what this was, it almost was like, we almost did it about every year, every 2 years. Mm-hmm. It was when we would just kind of, obviously the online world is evolving and it's changing so fast, right? And obviously you'll never get over this, but you'll continue to get more and more competitors. And so what we always did is we never wanted BTG at the time. We never wanted it to just be a stagnant brand and basically just die out. It's like, oh, there's nothing ever new. So about every year we would redo the website. About every year I would redo the course videos. Twice we updated our logo, right? And so all these things we did, it created buzz. We were able to email our list. We were able to make posts about it. We were able to say, hey, we just redid all of our courses. And yes, it was a lot of work, but we were paid handsomely for it because we were able to now create this huge campaign and say, hey, our courses are now all updated. and we're doing a sweet promotion right now, right? Or we'd be able to say, hey, we just got a brand new website, and all of a sudden then we blast that, and we just get a flood of people to our website because everybody wants to go look at a brand new website, right? I mean, maybe not, but a lot of people like us, we want to go look. And of course, once you hit my website, I now have you pixeled, and now you're going to start seeing my ads again, right? We updated our logo. I think that was a big I think basically to me, it was a lot of psychological doing a brand refresh. And the reason it was psychological is because you want your followers, you want your people to see, hey, they're moving, they're shaking. They're moving and shaking. They're not staying stagnant. Wouldn't you agree on that, Ryan?
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. And it always feels good to have something new, even if it's still kind of the same, right? You always everyone wants to feel more updated, no matter what that is. Personally, maybe I want new clothes because I've been wearing the same shirts for the last year, 2 years. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I want to make sure I mention, you said something about, it was, every about 12 to 16, 18 months, we did rebrand, or not rebrand, but redo our content and updated it, sometimes changed the videos. One thing to keep in mind, one of the reasons why we did that, not just to make it refreshed and kind of feel newer, but there was times Sean was learning new stuff. Yeah. So he wanted to share the stuff that he understood in a different way or in a better way, or maybe it just was something that really was new, and he wanted to make sure to share that. So if you're in a business like we were, where we were teaching people things about this industry, industries change. They weren't the same in 2014 as they are today. So you have to be willing to redo videos for that reason, and update your content and let people know, hey, I've got a new idea, or I've got a new understanding, or I got a better understanding, and I want to share it with you. I want to teach this to you. So
it's such a great point, actually. And it's such a great point because I wanted my audience to know, hey, I'm going to continue to learn for you. And everything I'm learning every single day, I'm going to share it with you. Right. And I believe that if you're going to be a creator, you need to be obsessed with constantly getting better. Right. And that's in Creator School Online. I know I'm going to continue to get better and better and better at marketing and sales. And I have a course, and every single week, every month, every time I continue to learn, I'm going to say, hey, I just redid this workshop. I just redid this course. I learned something new. You want your followers to know, man, I can count on this guy. He's staying up with it, right? The second people understand, like, he's just kind of doing old school stuff. It's been the same shit for 5 years, right? People want to know. It's like, oh, it's new. And you also want to know, as a creator, obviously we're in front of the camera a lot, right? And your camera confidence gets better and changes. That's another big thing. Yep. That's a huge reason why I redid videos or redid that, is because my delivery got better. So if you made a course in 2000, if you're 3 years into your business and you're still, obviously in the last 3 years, guaranteed you've gotten a lot better at camera confidence. You don't want to be selling stuff from 2018, the 2018 version of you. Does that make sense, Ryan?
Yeah. 100%.
Like, you want to make sure that you're constantly selling courses with the new version of you.
Yeah.
And I hope that kind of resonated with some people, that you may need to go back and redo some of your stuff, because you don't want people coming in and being like, this is kind of right? But then you're like, well, I'm not like that anymore, right? Or people see your ads and they're like, wait a second, you were really good in that ad, but now I'm watching your course and this kind of sucks.
Yeah. I was going to say the equipment you've used to record yourself over the years has changed.
The equipment, this is 4K. The very first course I made was like it was dark. Yeah. You could barely hear me. This is like a really nice microphone.
Yeah.
I cringe. So that's another reason why you need to refresh stuff, is because you, as the creator, are constantly getting better with delivery. You're getting better at content. You're getting better at your course content's getting better for sure. Yeah. Hopefully. But definitely you're getting better at delivery. You probably got better. Look, I now got lights, right? Mm-hmm. And I did not have this in our very first course. Could you imagine if you signed up to Tradevestor Club BTG today and it's still the course from 2014?
It would be so bad.
People would be like, refund,
Yeah,
right?
right. Yeah. We'd still be on Facebook, sending people to watch videos and courses on Facebook.
Right. That's why refresh is so key to your brand. You do not want to stay stagnant. You want, and that's why like we have 7,000 emails. Some
Yeah.
people come and go, but timing changes. And so when you can all of a sudden send an email that says, "Hey, we just updated all of our courses. Our website's brand new. We just got a cool new logo. Boom, boom, boom." And they're like, "Actually, you know what? I just got a new job. I can now trade in the mornings. Let's do this. I'm back in." You know what I mean? I mean, that happened hundreds of times, right?
Yeah. And I'll say this too. It gets easy when you are getting more successful in your online business. It gets easy to get stagnant. It gets easy to say, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because it's working. Well, it's working because it was updated at one point, but there's going to be a time where you're going to start seeing some of this back off, and you're going to say, "What's happening? What do I need to do?" You need to follow the momentum, because if you're making an update because you're losing business, because things are old school and not feeling refreshed, and people are not connected, it's going to be hard to retain that or bring those people back if they are left with that bad taste in their mouth. So be on your toes and ready to update, even when you
100%. I remember there was one update. We were on a high, but I was like, dude, we still need to refresh some stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this course that I made, I'm different. I have better lighting.
Mhm.
Like, we were not on a downslide, but I was like, it doesn't matter. We still need to get better. Right.
Yeah.
And that is why so many people who have tried to copy our business, or so many people come into business and they don't realize this takes work. This takes effort. Like, if there's someone out there on Instagram telling you that you'll make $1 million your first year, blah, 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 blah. It is, maybe you will, but you're going to lose it all. We've seen so many people just come and go like a flash and a bang. And the reason a lot of people fall out of this thing is because maybe they weren't getting emails, and they weren't segmenting them. And so they were just emailing everybody, and everybody gets annoyed. Right. And your courses weren't getting better. Like, there's just so many reasons why you have to understand your audience. People searching for your products, their attention spans are so narrow, right? And you got to constantly and that's why remarketing is so important. And that's why I would say this before we wrap up. I guess the number 7 is you gotta promotions worked really well for us. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
You got to have some sort of promotions. I think that's huge. And I know some people say, well, I don't discount. I'm sorry, but in today's world, I do believe you do have to do some sort of promotions from time and time again. I will also say we do internal promotions.
Yeah.
Meaning we don't blast it down in an ad. Instead, we do internal promotions to some very specific people. And I think that's key. I also think it's key. So I doubt Bill Smith is still listening, but here's an example is like, I know Bill Smith. He's been our friend for I know he's been in our community.
No relation to me, by the way.
Right. But we know Bill Smith, right? He's been in our community a long time. This is important to, like, if Bill Smith were to message me right now and say, "Hey, I want back into BTG," I would give him a discount.
Yeah.
It's little, right? Because I know he's been such a long, loyal follower. And so it's things like that. It's just, and that's what you're going to learn in Creator School. All these little tidbits that help your business get to 1 million and help your business continue to grow. And so that's kind of what I want to talk about right now. Is Ryan Smith and we have recently opened up Creator School Online. So I'm going to show my screen here. And so what this is CSO. What we've done is we've created a membership community, okay, for digital creators, people who are selling courses, selling ebooks, bloggers, content creators, right, coaches. And you're looking for training. You're looking for advice, support. You want to network with other people like us. We do weekly workshops. Go ahead.
Maybe you're just stuck. Maybe you've been doing an online business for a while and you're just stuck. You haven't been able to grow. You don't have good ideas, whatever.
Yeah. One of the things about an online business is it's freaking lonely, is it not?
Yeah.
So I wish something like this existed 4 or 5 years ago. We probably would have signed up for it. right? And one-on-one guidance with people like me, somebody who's actually doing this, right? And what we do is we help you monetize your knowledge and your expertise through any type of market and niche. We'll help. If you don't know your market and niche, we'll help you narrow it down. I got courses to help you, but we help you create. I'm a master at creating courses, creating coaching products, and like other information products. And here's what we're doing. We may not do this forever, but we just added 2 absolutely huge, stunning bonuses. As a CSO member, we're giving away our Creator Hub completely and 100% for free for every CSO member. And that's your website, that's your blog, that's your shop. And if you don't have a website, awesome. We'll get you hooked up. You get a complete free one. Okay. Normally any Wix, Squarespace costs $25 to $50 a month. Here, free. Free. If you do have a website and maybe it's gone a little stagnant, don't really know what to do with it, perfect. You can now save that money and cancel that. I will help you design a brand new one, and we'll do a refresh, and I'll make sure we design it like it should be designed. And that way we can promote it to all of your followers and say, hey, I just got a new website. Go check it out. Then we'll pixel them. We'll create remarketing ads. So if whether you don't have one or you do, this is a freaking absolute steal. My website right now, jantz.co, it's built on the Creator Hub, so you can kind of get an idea on what it looks like. It's just drag and drop. It's freaking awesome. And I will help you in our coaching call, because that's the next thing, for completely for free. This is a limited time. I'm not sure exactly how long we will do this, but I'm doing a free 45-minute one-on-one coaching call as soon as you sign up.
How much would you say that costs? When it's not free, what usually is your coaching call cost?
It's $100. So I typically do 90-minute sessions for $300. So this one, and here's the deal. I'm going to take care of you. I put 45 minutes, but I already know we're going to go longer. Okay. I'm going to help you. So I'm going to help you with your website in this coaching call. If you don't have a business, I'm going to help you narrow it down on which one to start. If you do have a business, I'll take a look at your website and your ads. I'll take a look at your products and how to help you in that coaching call. You can ask me anything that you want. Guess what? That is completely free. Not sure how long I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do that one-on-one completely free. And as of right now,
how do you expect us to make money, man?
Huh?
How do you expect us to make money if you're just giving all this for free?
Well, we're showing people how important we care. And I think that this is important, that we still have other sources of income. Our way to make money is not just selling this as of today. We still have other sources of income. This is a passion project for us.
100%. Yeah.
Like, we want to give back. Like we are now at a stage where we're ready for the next challenge. We're ready to help people like us. We're now, back then we were young. We could trade the stock market all day. It was fun. We did that. Good challenge. And now we're married. We're in our 30s. We want to start really making an impact. And I know the single greatest startup opportunity in the 2020s. It's kind of funny to say that. In the 20s is becoming a digital creator. It's the lowest cost, highest profit potential, no inventory. Yes, it takes work. It's still a real business. You're going to have headaches, but it's better than shelling out $1 million for McDonald's. I'm telling you. Obviously in this day and age, more and more people are becoming more digital. Everybody wants to learn online. And you have a spot where what I'm going to teach you, right, is I'm going to teach you how to find that market and that niche, and I'm going to teach you how to find that avatar. So when we started our business, our trading business, we didn't just go after every trader in the world. We went after a very specific small segment of traders from a website called Nadex. So there's probably a few thousand of them, and we just went right after those people. So that's what we're going to teach you. You have an audience and they need your help, but you can have all these products and all this knowledge, but if you don't know how to market yourself properly, that's what Creator School is going to help you to do. And I'm going to help you one-on-one too. So Creator School is $347 a quarter. So $347 a quarter. I want you to think about that for a second. So it's basically just a little over $100 a month to get a free website, coaching call, weekly workshops with me. We have a community. We have our own online community called the Creator HQ. We're going to have ongoing courses on marketing, ongoing courses on email marketing, or ongoing courses on taxes. Everything is going to be in here. This will be the number one place on how to grow your online business. And to sweeten the deal, we're doing a $50 lifetime coupon code. So it makes it only $297 a quarter.
Yep.
Less than $100 a month to come in here and how to learn how to build a multiple six-figure business.
Yeah.
And get coached from people who have actually done it. Yeah. Right? And been in the trenches and know what you're going through.
And I guarantee throughout this whole conversation we've had, whoever listens to this, they're going to hear all these steps of what you should do and need to do to improve your business. And they've got all this content, but they're like, okay, but how do I do that? Right there, sign up. It's inside. We go into detail about all of this stuff.
Yeah. I think the big key is I'm going to be doing weekly live workshops. We're going to pick topics and we're going to be on live calls together. I'm going to do round tables. We're going to talk about everybody's business, where we'll pick a few people that week, kind of talk about their business. And you can get in, maybe we're not talking about you that week, but you can still get value listening in. We're going to have niches from fitness, from parenting, personal development, we're trying to create one of the best and highest value, lowest cost communities for building an online business and becoming a digital creator. There's so much to it. I think, yes, it is the best startup opportunity, but there is so much to becoming a six-figure creator that not a lot of people think about, and that's what we're here to help you. Yeah. And so it's $347 a quarter if you use code FOUNDER50 at checkout. And the reason we're saying FOUNDER50 is because in the first month here or two, we're looking for some founding members to help us build Creator School, to come on in and help us shape what Creator School will become. So we're willing to give you a significant discount, free website. I don't know how long we will do that for. A website costs $500 a year, Creator Hub. Creator Hub's $500 a year, and we're going to give it to you for free for becoming a founding member. And then it costs $150 to $300 to do a one-on-one with me, and I'm giving that away for free because I want to show you how much I care, and I want to do those one-on-ones with you. I want to share my vision with you with Creator School and have you help me shape the future of it. There will be opportunities to become kind of a partner, affiliate, kind of an ambassador for Creator School, so you can help refer people and obviously help us grow it, right? Get paid, make some extra money helping other people as well. So we're really, really excited for where we can take this. But right now we're looking for some founding members to help us, and we're going to give you so much value. It's absolutely insane. And you'll be able to learn from me. You'll be able to learn from Ryan. I'm also going to be bringing in some other experts to help train. So I have some really cool people actually lined up for some workshops. And so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, but you can always go to jantz.co. So if you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, jantz.co, you'll see right away the link for Creator School. There's also on the website on the bottom right, there's a chat box. So Ryan and I man that pretty much 6 a.m. to midnight. I mean, we got that manned. And so if you have a question for us, we're here to help you. And we're pretty excited to, whether you don't have a business or you're established, you're kind of treading water, we're here to help you. So if you have any questions for us, go to jantz.co. You can look around there. We also have, if you're not ready to sign up, this Sunday will be the first creator letter. It's a newsletter. You'll see the button for that as well. Just go to jantz.co. So every Sunday morning, I'm going to start publishing. I'm going to start sharing my best marketing and sales strategies for online entrepreneurs every Sunday morning. The first one goes out this Sunday. And so it'll be more stuff like what we talked about today. Stuff that you're probably not thinking about, but you need to know. Okay. If you're wanting to build a multiple six-figure, get the creator letter. It's completely free. And the first one goes out this Sunday, the first issue. And so that will be really no ads, no fluff, no nothing. So go to the creator letter. Every Sunday morning, I'm going to help you with some marketing and sales strategies, some things that I've done in the past, some things that I'm learning, and some things that I'm going to do as well. So any last words, Ryan?
Nope, that's all I've got, man. And thanks for having me on. This is episode 37, and this is the first time I've ever been on the show. So thanks a lot, partner. Appreciate it.
And I have quite a few episodes on tap. We're going to be doing more live. Let me know if you liked this. We're going to be doing more live stuff, a lot more live stuff. So the Breakthrough Project is officially, I would say, back. It's going to become more than likely every Tuesday and every Thursday will be new episodes. A lot of them are going to be live. So if you are on Facebook, on YouTube, thank you for coming on. And if you're listening here, you guys take care. And as always, stay disciplined.